Live with coverage you trust. This is NBC 10 News Sunrise.
We begin with a quick look at this morning's top stories. A high school football game turned into a foot brawl near the end of the contest. A man is rushed to the hospital after falling while cutting a tree. And some late drama in the Bronx as the Red Sox and Yankees face off in New York. Good morning, I'm Sierra Putman in for Mario Hilario. Thank you for joining us this Sunday morning. I'm joined with the lovely Kelly Bates. She's going to give us a look at the forecast real quick. A man in his 60s is seriously hurt after falling about 20 feet from a tree. It happened last night in Foxborough. Officials say the man was on a ladder cutting a tree about 20 feet above the ground when he fell. The man was taken by medical helicopter to Boston's Brigham and Women's Hospital. The Sun Chronicle reports the unidentified victim was semi-conscious when he was transported. The Foxborough Fire Department said the man sustained injuries to his head and back. Now to a story you saw first on 10. Fire forced a partial evacuation of the Providence Mall last night. The flames could be seen coming from the mall parking garage around 9 p.m. A yellow Corvette caught fire. The fire triggered the mall evacuation. 2 women in the car were able to get out safely. There were no injuries, and the flames were quickly put out by fire crews. Now to a story and video you'll see only on 10. A fight broke out near the end of the Rhode Island Football Coaches Association Senior All-Star Game. This video is courtesy of Cox Sports. The West was leading 27-17 with only a few minutes to go in the contest when a tackle near the West team's bench turned into a free-for-all. Penalty flags flew as players from both teams scuffled. NBC 10's Tony Gugliotta reports no police were called to patrol the game or even told about the fight on the field. Several witnesses told NBC 10's Tony Gugliotta a referee may have been injured during the fight. We have not been able to confirm that information. A health alert this morning. Rhode Island Hospital is warning certain patients that they may have come in contact with the measles. Hospital officials say an adult patient came into the emergency room around 3 a.m. on June 22nd to be treated for a fever and other symptoms. He left against doctors' orders. Now health officials are warning people who may have been in the hospital at that time to be aware of possible symptoms, including fever, coughing, and red blotches. We'll have more on this story in our next half hour. Now to a developing story from Arizona. A magnitude 5.2 earthquake struck near the New Mexico border just before 10 p.m. Pacific time. The tremor was widely felt as far away as 150 miles from the epicenter. So far, there have been no reports of injuries or serious damage. The U.S. government is planning more changes against the Libyan militant accused of masterminding the deadly attack in Benghazi. Ahmad Abu Hatala made his first appearance in federal court in Washington, D.C. yesterday. He pleaded not guilty to a terrorism charge. Hatala was captured nearly 2 weeks ago by military special forces. He's being held at an undisclosed location. The attack in Benghazi on September 11th, 2012, killed U.S. Ambassador Chris Stevens and 3 other Americans. Coverage you trust continues here on Weekend Sunrise. Coming up, fighting back, Iraqi government forces make gains against the militants in one key city. Plus, flying saucer and how it may one day help us explore a faraway planet. Iraq's military is carrying out its biggest push yet against Sunni militants. Government troops are trying to retake the northern city of Tikrit, the hometown of former dictator Saddam Hussein. Residents say the militants are still in control of the city. Iraqi officials say government troops have reached the outskirts of Tikrit. Tomorrow, President Barack Obama is expected to ask Congress for over $2 billion. The money would be used to help deal with immigrants illegally crossing the U.S.-Mexico border. The influx of immigrants is growing rapidly. The president also plans to ask for new powers to deal with returning immigrant children apprehended while traveling traveling without their parents. NASA officials say they are pleased with its test of its flying saucer vehicle. The disc-shaped vehicle soared to some 23 miles above the Earth before it successfully detached from the helium balloon that lifted it. The parachute designed to cushion the splashdown only partially deployed, but NASA still felt it was a good test. This is the latest attempt by the space agency to find ways to slow down bigger, heavier spacecraft that one day will land on Mars. Coverage you trust continues here on Weekend Sunrise. Coming up, unwelcome find, what the TSA has uncovered at TF Green Airport this week. Keeping staff healthy, that's the goal behind a new program at local hospitals. And Kelly has the forecast. People are still clicking on that video of that great white shark spotted off Cape Cod. Tyler McAllister, the captain of the charter boat Cynthia C, filmed the shark about 6 miles off Provincetown with his GoPro camera. Since that encounter last Monday, there haven't been any further sightings of the shark. You can see more of McAllister's encounter with the shark at turnto10.com. The TSA says its agents have been finding more and more credit card knives at inspection checkpoints. 2 such knives were discovered at TF Green Airport this past week. The TSA describes a credit card knife as a weapon that fits in a wallet and is slightly thicker than a credit card. The blade either unfolds or pulls out into a knife. The agency reminds travelers to check their bags and other belongings for prohibited items before going to the airport. Now to a health check, where a local hospital group is launching a new health initiative for its employees and their children. Care New England, which includes Women and Infants, Kent, Memorial, and Butler hospitals, calls the program Healthy Together. Health Check 10 reporter Barbara Moore Silva says the program has been up and running for only a few weeks, but it's already making an impact.
For the 4th now, it looks like everything's going to be delayed a little bit, which means we could start the first half of the 4th of July unsettled, but we're still on schedule to clear for the second half of the day.
Sounds pretty good.
As of now, but again, it could shift, so that's the forecast that we're going to be keeping a close eye on.
Okay. I like the temps. I don't like the humidity.
Agreed. Yes.
Now Adam Bagney has our morning sports.
Hey, everybody. Well, the newest member of